I must be honest, I thought we'd have another signing by now. I thought today's video would be me talking about the next signing, somebody who's having a medical. There's no medical, there's no signing yet. I thought it might be Kostic. I was hopeful it might be Onana. None of them's happened. So today we're going to do a different video. We're going to do a predictions video. Mainly West Ham, but I've got a little suspicion, a couple of clubs that might be relegated. It's going to be more than 2 clubs relegated, there'll be 3, but I think there might be a surprise relegation in there, put it that way. Anyway, it's no point me getting to the end of the season and saying, oh, I thought they'd struggle, or I thought we'd finish here, there, or this is who I thought would be our top goal scorer. We've got to archive it, we've got to put it there. So I would hope, never mind hope, I expect you to do the same and put your predictions in the comments below, and we'll have a look back at the end of the season and see how we did. Now, before I do that, yesterday I told a story about Bobby Robson. I told a story about Bobby Robson going in to the job at PSV Eindhoven, because Bobby Robson was full of really, really funny quotes. And one of them that he said was that he didn't have to learn to speak the language because basically everybody in Holland spoke English, so he didn't have to learn how to speak Hollish. That was the joke. It was Bobby Robson that was saying. I was quoting Bobby Robson. Probably had 10 to 15 messages yesterday saying, I can't believe you think the language is Hollish. I don't. It was Bobby Robson. It's a bit like me reading my daughter a bedtime story, Goldilocks and the Three Bears or whatever, and her waking up in the morning and saying, I can't believe you ate the bear's porridge, Dad. You know, it's Bobby Robson, all right? Just so you know, that was a joke. It was Bobby Robson. I am fully aware that they don't speak Hollish. Just as I'm aware that in Uruguay that they speak Uruguayan. Anyway. Scamacca. Let's start with Scamacca. Is Scamacca going to win the Golden Boot for West Ham? Obviously not the Premier League Golden Boot. Although somebody did make an interesting comment yesterday about Scamacca scoring between 15 and 25 goals for West Ham. Let's narrow that down a little bit. Are we talking Premier League goals? Let's just narrow it down to Premier League goals. If Scamacca scores 15 Premier League goals, I think we'll get another 3 to 6 points. Now that makes a difference, by the way. If somehow he can score 20 goals, I mean he can't, can he? 20 league goals for West Ham. If he does, I'll tell you that, we'll be challenging for top 4. Don't think it'll be happening. That's not my prediction, just to make it clear. That's not a prediction. I'm just referring to a comment in the chat yesterday. However, is he going to be the top goal scorer? He should be. Am I going to predict him to be the top goal scorer? I think it might still be Bowen. And the only reason I'm going to say that, I just think that Bowen's the slightly safer bet for me here, because I'm not entirely sure that David Moyes is very, very slowly in his approach, isn't he? I said yesterday, there's no way that you spend 30 odd million on a player and put him in the bench, but somebody said in the comments, actually you do. He's called Nikola Vlasic, which is a really good point, isn't it? I don't know if he's going to ease him in. Is he going to start off with Scamacca being the Europa Conference striker? I don't know. What I do know is Bowen will be playing every Premier League game. So I'm going to go with Bowen. Although, I do think we're keeping Soucek now. I would hope. I don't know that. That's not a prediction. But if we do, I think he's back on a goal-scoring trail. But let's just say Bowen. Hammer of the Year. This is really interesting. I think I might go Bowen again. He just keeps getting better. I think you get so wrapped up in new signings and new players coming in, and I'm a big one for that. I really do. I get very, very excited about new players coming in. But sometimes you sort of not take your eye off the ball, but you concentrate on new players coming in and just forget for a moment what a good player you've already got on your books. I know he's been linked with Arsenal. I discount it. I don't believe it, by the way. I just don't. I think they'd have to break their transfer records. Is it still the winger, was it Pepe? Was that his name? I think it might have been. I think it might have been 70 million. They would have to do a lot more than that to get Bowen. I just don't think they're going to do that. I think they've already probably splashed a lot of the cash. Can't see it. So anyway, I think it'd probably be Hammer of the Year as well. So 2 little predictions there. Where will West Ham finish though? This is harder to say because I don't think we've finished our business yet, our transfer dealings. I think as it were at the moment, I've got one question for you and for myself. Is the team better than last season? And I understand we're still down on squad numbers, but I think you have to suggest with Scamacca, Agard and Flynn Downs coming in, I think you have to say the answer is yes. I think we're better than last season. Now, don't get me wrong, everybody else has improved. I think 6th or 7th at the moment. So I really do, and I think that's really good. It depends on who comes in. Depends whether we progress even more. But look, Arsenal have done really well. I think Tottenham have bought tremendously well. Arsenal have bought Jesus in. But they are Arsenal. Arsenal can be streaky. They really can. They flatter to deceive. I've many times since Wenger was at his Invincibles team, a lot of times since then, they've had a lot of false dawns. They've brought a lot of good players in, and we've been told many times, be it Lacazette or Aubameyang or Mesut Ozil or whoever, that this new player coming in is going to make the difference. Arsenal are going to be back up there, back up the top again. They have good runs, and they have a little bad run in the season, and it sort of costs them. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happens again to Arsenal. Tottenham have strength, and I think Tottenham will really be up there. It makes it hard to judge where West Ham are going to be, though. I think if we then bring in a good left back and we can bring in another midfielder or winger, basically, if we can then go on and spend another 70 odd million, I'm not sure we will, but if we can, then I think we might start be pushing even higher than that. I think we might be looking to sort of dislodge Arsenal or dislodge Man U. But it's difficult to know what Chelsea are going to do either. Yes, they got the new ownership, but they'll be more stable than last season. It's going to be difficult, isn't it, to do that? But I think we'll be up there or thereabouts. But obviously there'll be other clubs who do well as well. What I do want to just discuss quickly about some of the other clubs is I think someone's going down that wouldn't be expected. Now, when I say something that wouldn't be expected, I've got 4 that are sticking in my mind. I don't mean all 4 will go down. One of these 4. It would be Everton. It would be Southampton, it would be Leicester, or it would be Leeds. Now, I think I can make the case for all of them. The more players Everton sign, the less likely I think they are to go down. But they've made an absolute hash of transfers in the last few years. They really have. I do think I'd be really surprised, I've got to say, if Lampard lasts the season. There'll be a little prediction for you. Not saying regardless whether I'll go down or not. I don't know. I don't know if you know, Leicester have lost Schmeichel. That's interesting. Tielemans, I think, won't stay at there for the whole remainder of the window. But if that happens, they're in trouble there, Leicester. I think they really are. They've got some really good players. I think relegation would be a big push. Now, at Southampton, there really is a big... Look, I mean, they've lost Breuer, who, I know he only scored 6 goals, but he made a lot of contributions for them all over the pitch. Have they signed any? Unless I've missed it, I can't think that they've signed like a £50 million player or anything like that. I don't know. It's going to be really interesting. The other one's Leeds. I mean, Leeds are ripe for relegation. They really are. And I've got to be honest with you here. I wouldn't... I've always had nice things to say about Leeds, and I've always traditionally liked Leeds. But I've changed my mind. I have. Since we did, look, I read the comments every day. I read all your comments and reply to as many as possible. I really do. But it does not just your comments. I reply to. Basically, I did the Perkins video, the Sonny Perkins video, and I thought I was really respectful to Leeds. I always am. I say I like them as a football club, like the football they played. I said I understood why Perkins had joined Leeds. Didn't think he was. I said if Leeds are willing to pay more money. I said they play a really good style of football, and they're willing to give him first team football. I can understand he would go there. I didn't say anything bad about Leeds at all. My word, you should see them. Read the comments on there about it joining us because they're a bigger club. You're a crap club. You know, some quite a lot of trolling on there towards West Ham. So now I don't care. I don't care if they go down or not. Quite frankly, but to lose 2 of your best players on there, to lose Rafinha, to lose Calvin Phillips, that's going to be really, really hard for them to offset that, regardless of who they bring in, regardless of who they spend, of how much money they spend. It doesn't appear like they're spending a ton of money. Then you've got the newly promoted clubs who are going to come up. Look, Nottingham Forest. There's a number of Bumshoes fans have been quite hostile in the old Jesse Lingard videos, that's for sure. Anyway, they're clearly serious. They've got serious intent, haven't they? So obviously they're good. They're not looking to get relegated. Who is? But actions speak louder than words, and their signings and their intent suggests that that's it. They're really going for it. So basically, if one or more of the promoted clubs are going to stay up, then one of the big boys is going to go down. And to be fair, they are big clubs, ones I've mentioned. Particularly Everton, particularly Well, Leicester are probably the biggest. I understand that Leeds have got a bigger ground, and traditionally Leeds have done well, Everton have. But let's be fair, Leicester are the ones that have won trophies in recent years, won the Premier League and they won the FA Cup. So that's going to be interesting. I know it's not much of a prediction say one of those four is going to go, but I honestly think one of them will. Be interesting to know what you think on that. West Ham, I think I've said it. Look, 6th or 7th for West Ham, but that is subject to change. Let me make that clear. That is subject to change. And I guess, as me saying it's subject to change, it's actually subject to change one of two things. Number one, of us signing players, which means my prediction might elevate us higher. But if we were to lose a player, and I don't think it would happen, Declan gets sold on the transfer deadline day, or Bowen does or something like that, clearly that would... I would think we would not do as well. But overall, I'm looking forward to the season. I really do. As I mentioned it a month or two ago, I mean, even when there was a lot of worry about us not having signings yet, I thought we would make signings, and even then I said we're going to finish in the top 10. So I was pretty comfortable about it. I think we're in for another good season. I really do. I guess I've sat on the fence a little bit. Let me try and narrow it down so I'm not spoken about the cups, that's all. There's one thing I know about David Moyes is he takes these cups really, really seriously. League Cup, FA Cup, Europa League last season, he took them massively seriously. I'm going to have a go for it. I am going to predict... Oh, my words. I'm just wondering if it's just claret and blue spectacles on now. He's going to go for it. He's going to try and win the Europa League. I really do believe that. Wouldn't that be something? Am I going to predict that? I am going to predict that. And I won't even stick it in the title to clickbait it. I predict that West Ham will win the Europa League and finish in a top 7 with Jarrod Bowen being the top scorer. There you go. I can't be more specific than that. Let me know your comments below, all right? But just so as we're really clear, I don't think they speak Hollish in Holland, and I have not eaten the Three Bears porridge. Just so we're clear about that.